Hey guys, how are you? So this is the second episode of Thank God It's Saturday. This is your motivation. This is your guidance to healthy living. This is to get you through Saturday and Sunday so that you can live and you can stay and maintain and establish routines that are going to help you to live a healthy life. Not only this Monday to Friday, but 365 days out the year. So last week we spoke about self-care and adding value to you and your you bucket, right? And we discussed all the different things that you have to do, and I told you that over the course of this I am going to start to really break different things down, discuss different topics, and really allow you to see not only from my perspective but just from a general aspect, just to really provide you some guidance, some insight on how you can handle a lot of the different healthy living issues that you're actually living. So healthy relationships, that is very difficult for a lot of us because we tend to do the abnormal things versus trying to find something that is going to be our normal. And we try to fit and establish relationships that really aren't meant for us, and we seek certain relationships due to the fact that we are lacking something. So I can only speak from a weight loss. So from a plus size, when I was big, I did have very unhealthy relationships. I was in relationships with men who didn't value me. They didn't see me as an asset. They just saw me as, just a thing. So you're going to continue to hear me discuss, and add about John Maxwell. But again, his first level of leadership is position, and that's just where you're just a title holder. And that's what I was in those relationships. I was just a title holder. I was just living in the first level. So I, in theory, had the man, but I didn't. When you're not spending quality time and going out, having dates, holidays, meeting extended family members, things that normal people would normally do. And what I would end up doing was I would believe whatever they told me. So, Tanisha is not this, but this is just the way that I am, I don't like to be around anyone. But then when you go on, for instance, social media, it's a whole nother world. They're going places. They're with their family. So where is the person that you're telling me that I need to accept as my partner? So it was all because of, deep down inside, I had low self-esteem. So although I felt like I was a diva, I was out there and I was strutting my stuff, I still had low self-esteem because I would just take anyone, and then I was like, okay, this is my boo, and that this person they don't mean anything good to you, and that having them around you is really going to hurt you. And you start to see signs very early. And as women, we tend to ignore the signs. I remember the signs of this one guy. Like, every time he would mention an ex-girlfriend, she was crazy. Everyone's crazy. She's crazy. This one is crazy. So I'm saying to myself, why is everyone crazy? Like, all of your relationships ended that they were the crazy one. And what I realized was that he, in fact, not to say he was crazy, but he was the one that really had the issue. So I had to make a conscious decision whether or not I wanted to take part in that. And based off of the facts, I said no, because I didn't want that type of unhealthy relationship. So when I started my journey in 2012, I was in a relationship. I was with somebody for about 2 years at that time, and our relationship was unhealthy. It was very unhealthy. I was not happy, and there were days that I really felt like I was not in a relationship. I really felt like I was living in level 1. I was just a title holder. So it would bother me, but instead of me saying something to him, I would just keep it all in. And part of keeping it in is I was starting to eat, and I was eating more because I want to hang out. I want to go out with my boyfriend. I want to spend time with him, and I'm losing that. And I allowed myself to go and sit for 20 minutes sometimes at Wendy's drive-thru at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I would do that, and I kept doing it. And then when I started this journey, I really was just like, I'm tired. I could not read my weight on the scale. That was enough. Over 350 pounds. I'm done. I have nothing else to say. All I can tell you was that I had to make a change. So now I'm taking this journey. This is one of the most difficult journeys ever. So I am now taking on this journey to try to lose weight so that I can save my life. And I have someone being negative. Someone who is coming and they're not adding any value. Instead of seeing me smile and happy, they want to see me angry. They want to see me in tears. They just want to see me in pain. So when I would share my accomplishments, I lost 5 pounds. I would get, who cares? And then I was like, trying to get him to understand, like, I'm trying to just save my life. And he just would not understand. And part of the reason why I stayed in that relationship for that long was also because of the fact that I was pregnant by him and we had a miscarriage. And that really kept me there because I felt like if we try again, maybe a baby can fix the problem. And this is what I was telling myself. I didn't share this with anyone. And this is why we have to always find an outlet, because there is someone out there who's going to understand that you're dealing with a situation that you can actually change. Sometimes we have to step back and we have to stop looking and stop loving so hard and start to realize, do I love myself? You have to have self-love above anything else in this journey. So I was not able to lose the first 30 pounds and the first 50 pounds because this negativity was here. So although I'm fighting and I'm pushing and I'm drinking water and I'm trying to make sure that I exercise and I'm trying to feel good and I'm trying to surround myself with just healthy things, I still had this unhealthy relationship. And this person was still here and I allowed him. And the more that I allow him to stay in my life, the more that I was just allowing him to make me still have that unhealthy life. I could not do that anymore. I had to say stop. So I had to make a decision. Are you going to make this challenge 10 times harder by trying to tackle your weight loss and tackle this relationship? One of the two had to go. And normally my weight loss would go. And I would try to still tackle and maintain this relationship that was just so unhealthy. But now when you start to realize that your health is number one, that unhealthy relationship, you would just have to make a decision and you would have to say, I need to do something different. And your different doesn't have to be, I'm walking away. Your different could be, let's try to find a solution to our problems. So we hold on to relationships when we really don't have to. And we'll talk a little bit more after this commercial why some of us stay and why some of us have found other alternatives that would help us to establish healthier relationships going forward. So stay tuned.
I've started with it 2 years ago. I am a diabetic. My A1C was out of control. And since I've been following this, drinking and smoking, cutting out a meal once a day, some days twice a day, my A1C have gone from A1C 9 to A1C 6, which is tremendous. And also with some exercising 3 times a week, all I can say is that this smoothie for you is really terrific. It's great for me, and I believe it'll be great for you.
Hey guys, thank you. Welcome back. So, why do some of us stay in very unhealthy relationships? A lot of it has to really do with the fact that we don't really love ourselves. We don't have the strong sense of self-love. And I hear a lot of times from women that I need him in my life. And we say things like that. And I'm even guilty of that. And the reality is you don't. You don't need anyone. What you need someone who's going to support you, who's going to be that motivator, who's going to inspire you, who's going to love you. And when we stop thinking that we always need someone, that's when you're really going to just find exactly what you do need. And we search and we search and we search. We have signs, we see them, and we don't even realize. And some of you have seen signs, some of you know, but you're holding on because you're connected to some type of event. I know that I stayed with my ex for as long as I did because we had that connection. When I was pregnant, you know, at that time in my life, I was ready. And to have someone and you're thinking that, okay, you know what, this time God didn't bless us, so maybe next time God will bless us with a healthy baby. And I had that mindset. And although I didn't tell anyone this, it really did make sense to me. Although I knew it didn't make sense. It was like, you're going to stay with someone who's mistreating you just because you guys were supposed to have a baby. Okay, that happened. You know, I was still living in the past. Some of you are still living in the past. And you are not realizing that that's the reason why you're still holding on. Because you're trying to hold on to something, to either a memory, you're trying to hold on to, you know, an event that might have happened that, you know, that one time when that person just was like really amazing. But when that person just really starts to show and reveal who they are, you have to now ask yourself, how is this going to impact me? And see, I don't think that you really choose to want to cry all the time. I know that you don't choose to just be angry because the person is not responding and they're not calling you and they're just not being supportive. You know, I've been in relationships with people that motivated me to do something, but when it was time to support me, they had no support. They were just like, all right, that's not my problem. Good job, great. But you motivated me and you got me this far, and then now I can't even get the support that I need. That's not healthy. Because the only thing that you are going to do is now take that out and you're going to now do something very unhealthy. See, it becomes a whole cycle. Unhealthy relationships impact you in a negative manner. You respond in a negative, unhealthy aspect. And now, here you are, you're feeling bad, you're feeling horrible, you're feeling unhealthy, and then you're just angry. And then you're still unhealthy. So nothing is being accomplished. The only person that you're worrying about is this other individual, when the person that you need to focus on is the person in front of you. Stop looking for someone to solve your problem. People can come and they can assist you and they can help you establish, but no one can help you love yourself but you. You are sitting here and you're angry and you're mad and you're sad and you're depressed. And see, Monday to Friday is a lot easier to kind of just block it out because you're busy, you're working, you're involved, your children are going to activities. So you can sit back and you can say, look, I have too many things to worry about, so I don't have time to focus on her. I don't have time to focus on him. But your relationship still is not progressing. But then when you get to Saturday and Sunday, and now you have time to sit down, you're idle, and you're thinking about everything that is happening, everything that you want. You're watching shows like Lifetime, the movies, and you're seeing couples do things. They're doing things together. He's bringing her flowers, and the first thing out of your mind is, I wish I had that. Why not design? Why not let go? Why not find someone who's going to add that? And even if that person doesn't come, find time to love you. If you followed me on Instagram at SuccessWeight, had to throw that in. If you follow me on Instagram, I spoke about going on solo dates. I was at a time in my life between like April and July. I just wanted to date myself. I said that I was tired of having so many unhealthy relationships, staying with people for the wrong reasons, that I realized it was time to just love Tanisha. And part of loving Tanisha, I had to learn how to date Tanisha. So I took myself to concerts, I took myself out to dinner, I took myself out to just walks in the park. I took a walk over the Brooklyn Bridge. You do things and you date yourself. You don't have to be with someone. And when you're comfortable with being with yourself and saying that I am by myself, I am single, you will be very surprised when those people do come into your life. And they come and they bring something that's going to add value to you. But a lot of us, we don't want that. Sometimes women, And men too. Men they like challenges. They want that little struggle. But you know what? Sometimes a challenge is not always a bad thing. Because everything that comes easy to you, I won't say is always going to be a good for you. But everything that comes with a challenge, that doesn't mean that it's going to always be healthy. So there is a good challenge, but you have to kind of know the limits. You have to know. Like, I was with somebody, and although I knew his occupation, he was an entertainer. I understood that. I know what you do. However, you cannot tell me that you cannot find any time for me. That is unfair. President Obama is the leader of the free world, yet he makes time for Michelle Obama. So you can't tell me that I can't get one night. You know, so it's like, stop being selfish. And then we allow that. We allow those things to happen, and then we tell ourselves, it's not my fault. And you know what? I wish he would stop being this way. But guess what? You can't change the way he or she is responding. You can't change that. The way that they are, you cannot change that. The only person that you can change is you. And if you're trying to get healthier and you're trying to stop with these unhealthy habits, you don't need to go home from such an unhealthy work environment to now an unhealthy home environment. So when you start to find yourself, you start to say, you know what, forget this. My health comes first. I am first. I love myself, and at the end of the day, I have self-love. Forget anyone else. You have to stop loving other people before you love you. If you don't love you, then your you bucket is pointless. That bucket that you're going to get your hair done, and you're going to get massages, and then you're investing, you're going to the gym, and you have a life coach, and this person is trying to help you to build an empire, but you're still allowing the most negative thing in your life that's closest to you to tarnish everything. So why would you want that? So when we think about our healthy living, we're going to let it go. We have to find a way. We have to find solutions that are going to add value to you. Ask yourself, what is my value? How much am I worth? And when we come back, we're going to talk about identifying your worth and realizing how you can continue to align your life with healthy living.
So let me tell you guys about Smoothie for You. It gives you tons of energy. In my line of work, I work at a hospital, and it's a mental hospital. So when you come in and deal with the patients, you have to have tons of energy. Outside of the hospital, I praise dance, I do different activities, I play basketball. So this is very good for you to drink. If you work a 9 to 5, if you work overnight shift, it just pumps you up and gets you going.
Hi guys, so welcome back. So when we talk about self-worth and unhealthy relationships, we realize that we go first. Our health comes first, and part of our health is us. So when you start to feel like you're just so defeated, you don't know what else to do, you're just trying to hold on, and you're trying to realize that this is now the time that you just start thinking about you. You can't worry about anyone else. You can't do well if that person is going to be hurt. You have to see, how do you feel? How healthy are you? Are you mentally healthy? Are you emotionally healthy? If those things are not, and those things are becoming impacted, these are decisions that you have to start making. We have to start saying that I love Tanisha. I love you. And I do love you guys. And I want you to understand that it's okay to let go. You're not going to stop loving the person. Because if you really love them, you never stop loving them. But you start making decisions. And you start intentionally making decisions that are going to impact you. And when you're making those decisions, you have to realize that the end result is your happiness. So when your happiness is starting to become challenged, then this is when you're starting to have signs, and now you need to start assessing. And you need to start saying, what can I do to become happy? That's the only thing. And I always tell you, it's the same thing with healthy living in every aspect. You need to start by praying on it. Sit down and ask Him to reveal your heart, to reveal your heart to what it really deserves, to allow you to see in the forefront what you really deserve. And if that does not come immediately, then you ask Him, allow me to be okay with my space. I had to ask for that, because I got tired of being around people that were not making me happy. They were making me unhappy. But I started asking God, you know what? I don't really want anyone right now. But I want to be okay with me. And I was. And yes, I went to go see the New Kids on the Block. And when I'm standing there and I'm singing and I'm dancing all night long, people were looking at me. And initially I did worry about that. I did say, people are going to stare at me because I am on a date at a concert by myself. But I had so much fun. I really had fun. So I stopped worrying about whether or not someone was going to come with me, and I just started to just get up and I was doing it. If I felt the desire, I didn't have to worry, and I didn't have to have that fear of someone rejecting me by saying no, they don't want to spend time with me. So when you start to get to that point, it's just like you're just telling yourself, yo, you love yourself. This is what you're looking for. That's what you desire. Because when I left that concert, I was still singing all my songs, New Kids on the Block, Nelly, I was singing TLC, and I was feeling amazing. I was feeling healthy. And when people were asking me, they were like, Tanisha, how could you do that? And I asked them, why won't you do that? The experience of solo dating, the experience of being in the comfort and the comfort of your own self, and you're comfortable with that? I'm sorry. I could never change that. And I don't want to change that. But some of you have to realize that's the one reason why you are really attracted to these unhealthy habits. Because you're really trying to get away from something else. And I need you to stop. Again, when you're aligning your life with healthy living, everything has to make sense. You can't feed yourself amazing food. You can't feed yourself water. Well, you can't, hydrate yourself with water. But you can't do all these amazing things and then still let someone break your heart. Still let someone manipulate your mind. Still let someone just damage you and make you feel like you're emotionally and you're mentally, and even try to kill your spirit. They would try to do that. And that's for them to deal with because they have their own unhealthy. But you can't fix their unhealthy and you're still trying to fix and align your life, because this journey, as amazing as it is, and when you get to that stage where you are intentionally living, you will start to realize that it's not as hard. But the small steps, the everyday steps, it's going to take some time for it to become a routine. It becomes second habit and second nature. But don't allow that person to come in and to hurt you and to stop and to block your blessings, because we allow that negativity to just penetrate through us. It's like you can feel it through your bones. You can feel it down to your feet, and you're just allowing it to just take over you. And then you lose focus, and you lose focus on the things that you cannot get that time back. Stop losing focus and dwelling on the things and on people that don't want to love you the way that you deserve. Stop crying. Stop chasing them. Stop chasing. Let that go. Just say, you know what, I'm okay. I don't want to have this anymore. I want to love myself. And if I can't do it right now with someone else, I'm going to just love myself by myself. And when you do that, then you start to realize, and now negative people are going to go away, because now you're going to block them, and then you're going to start to have positive people. And then when that person comes, you're going to realize this person is just what I need at this moment. And it could be the moment forever, and it could be the moment for just that moment. But you need to just go in just knowing, I have to feel good at the end. I have to feel amazing, because as I am going through this transition and I am trying to align my life with healthy living, I don't need the negative people sitting there just mentally, emotionally, and spiritually trying to damage me. They don't want you to be as successful. And then you have some that do want you to be successful, and they don't know how to support you. They don't know what to say. They don't know what to do, because they're happy for you, but they don't know what to say. They've never been in that kind of situation. So you don't know. But you have to say something. You have to try to solve the problem. If you don't get to the root of the problem, then you're not going to have a solution. The solution that you're living right now is unhealthy. And that solution is hurting you. Those unhealthy habits are hurting you. Let it go. Open up your heart and ask God to let it go. God, take away the stress. Take away the pain. Take away the hurt. I want you to add it and put in success. I want you to put in the healthy living. I want you to put in the love and the support and the motivation. That's what you're going to open your heart and you're going to ask Him for. You're going to ask Him to release you of all the things that does not serve you. If it does not serve you, then you let go. And when you let go, that's going to be you loving you. That's going to be you having self-love once again. And when you start to love yourself again, after you let go, you start to see that you're smiling more, your skin is starting to clear, you're losing some weight, your hair is growing again, you don't have headaches, you're happy, you're healthy, you're no longer having high blood pressure. These things are real. These things have a connection, and we don't like to see the connection, but it's true. So the more that we talk and the more that we realize that we're going to get up, we're going to stop dwelling on what we cannot change. It is over, because now is the time that you're loving you, and this is the time for you. So you're going to go out there today, Saturday, and you are going to conquer this day. You're going to conquer tomorrow, and you're going to get through, and you're going to live healthy for the next 365 days out of the year. And you're going to take back your life. I'll see you next week when we talk about body image and healthy living. You have a good one.